my mind just went blank. Then he said, "What about sports news?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, yes, sir, it's that." Like, yeah, I'll tell you very honestly. Acted like such a stupid person in that question. Like, I was like, "हो गया खत्म बस अभी चलो हो गया interview." Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is Upasna and today's video, जैसे कि आपको दिख रहा है, is a story time video. I'm going to be talking about my I am Ranchi's personal interview round experience. It was the last year's one, so if you get confused. And I'm going to talk about what happened before, during, and after the interview and why I couldn't make it. So you make sure to watch till the end. It's going to be fun and you'll get to learn from my mistakes. So basically, it's like a learn from others' mistakes video. I don't really remember everything like अच्छे से, but whatever I remember, the major parts of it, I'll be telling you in this video, and I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more such content. Let's go. Giving you a little backdrop so that you get a bit of context कि ऑल्सो मैंने ये मेरे वो आई पी मैट जर्नी वाले वीडियो में भी बताया था दैट आई हैड जस्ट 1 month ऑफ प्रिपरेशन टाइम फॉर आई पी मैट मैंने बोर्ड्स के बाद ही चालू किया था सो आई स्टार्टेड आफ्टर इट गॉट ओवर इन आई स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम अप्रैल ऑफ 1st of April तो मेरे पास 1 month टाइम था एंड मैंने प्रिपेयर किया था आई पी मैट इंदौर रोहतक और जिप मैट के लिए सो नाउ आई डिडंट गेट good in Rohtak at all. And also I've mentioned this कि मेरा इंदौर में I was just left by 4 marks from the cutoff. तो मैंने रांची में भी अप्लाई किया था so they considered इंदौर's marks and I knew कि I would get a interview call for Ranchi. So because mine was like near cutoff for Indore so they considered the next level वाले बच्चों को. So yeah, last year around this time, July of 2024, was I think around the second week was my interview, and I got the notification around like 15 days before. So I had 2 weeks of time to prepare for the interview. And firstly, I had no idea that I would get through indoors IP mat because I like मैंने ऐसे ही एग्ज़ाम दिया था because I paid this thing application fee and I had given up all hopes from I am Indore's exam because I was like Rohtak was really bad so Indore is no way going to happen but it was fortunately and touch wood close to the cutoff so I now got to prepare for Ranchi's interview. That was a huge thing, literally. I was like very overwhelmed when that I got to know that I could go for that interview. And there also I was not really worrying a lot in the beginning. And I started with वो इंटरव्यूज़ देखने भी चालू किए थोड़े से यूट्यूब में भी कि कैसा होता है ये इंटरव्यू बट मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा डीप में नहीं देखा मैंने जस्ट ऊपर ऊपर से देखा था एंड आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग न्यूज़पेपर्स एंड वो सब सो द प्रेपरेशन वाज लाइक ओके मैंने उतना अच्छे से प्रिपेयर नहीं किया बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट एंड ऑल्सो अराउंड दैट टाइम ऑफ जुलाई मेरे घर पे गेस्ट भी आए थे सो आई वाज काइंड ऑफ caught up with that also and I was trying to manage everything and because this was a big moment so I was like I need to do good in the interview and one more thing was because mine was like really close to the cutoff in Indore, but that is like the very basic level in I am Ranchi. Okay, there were students who had better scores than me, right? So I had to do very good in the interview if I had to मेरे को chance बनाना था जाने का I am Ranchi में. So I had to do very good in the interviews. That also I knew. But then around the day of the interview, like when it was getting closer, I was kind of getting nervous and anxious because this was going to be my life's first offline interview. मैंने like face to face मैंने उसके पहले वो जैसे symbiosis and other institutes I had given the online interview part so I was not like not prepared, but still it was the first offline one, so I had to go to the center and then give the interview in front of people, right? So I was also nervous about that कि I don't know how that would go. ठीक है, so मैंने ऐसे न्यूज़पेपर्स भी पढ़े and all that, but and also those names of ministers and all that GK part, current affairs and all that मेरे दिमाग में था कि ये हो सकता है. ठीक है, and हाँ, this part I'll mention कि you're also supposed to prepare for portions of your 11th and 12th syllabus. ठीक है, क्योंकि उधर से भी questions आ सकते हैं and मैंने उतना ज़्यादा I had not done that. ठीक है, I just went through my chapters 11th and 12th subjects के, but then I didn't go into deep like topic wise कि क्या क्या था, just ऐसे ऊपर से revise किया था बस. Okay, so now the second week of July and the day of my interview. So this is where it all gets really, I say, downhill. Okay, so that day morning I had to leave really early, okay, because the center was pretty far from my house. So I woke up at like 5 6 in the morning, which is not normal for me again. And तब vacations भी चल रहे थे and मैं रोज़ लेट होती थी, but उस दिन मेरे को उठना पड़ा जल्दी. Of course I had to do this, but still it was hard for me to get up thoda jaldi, and then I had to eat breakfast before leaving and I couldn't eat at all. I was so anxious and so nervous. I couldn't eat properly, but still मैंने पूरा stuff in करके I went breakfast खा के. ठीक है, then we drove to the center and all the while in the car I was just thinking about how it's going to happen, how it's going to be. Yeah, you get it right. It's a big interview. So that's उसके पहले कैसे feel होता है? It's unexpressible. I don't know, no words for it. But yeah, okay. So after that, I got to the center and we had to wear formals and take our documents and everything. And I remember very properly, ठीक है? I got out of the car and we were like figuring out कि किस तरफ जाना है for the interview. And then I started feeling very nauseous and I threw up. Okay, right there, like outside the center, when we were getting to the room. Yeah, I threw up and I started feeling really weak. So after that, I was like, okay, that's fine, हो गया, अभी चलो interview पे चलते हैं. So now I went inside the room and there were a lot of other students who were also in formals and for the interview. So I went to the washroom and got things okay. And then I came out and then I went and uske pehle document verification and all that happens. And that happened. And we were waiting for the interview to start. And now the plot twist number 2. Okay. I am called. And I'm literally the first person to be called for the interview out of around like 60 students who were there. Okay, so that is also one part of my luck. Uh, Never mind. So mine was the first interview. Okay. And I was just settling in. I was like, ठीक है, one person will go. And at least if I was second, still is okay. But I was first, भाई. And then I was like, okay, if मैं second होती तो मैं जो आता उसके चेहरे से पता करती कि what happened in the interview. I get थोड़ा सा idea कि क्या चल रहा है, ठीक है. मैं उसके पहले ही they called me. I was the first person. I went to the interview and there were two, I mean, professors, I don't know, who were taking my interview. So now I'll start telling you कि क्या क्या हुआ in the interview. Okay, so make sure you listen to this so you learn what not to say and what जो गलतियाँ मैंने करी है, big mistakes. Okay, so it started off like basic because They asked me like my introduction, hobbies, general stuff. They started off with that, and I was like, I have to be confident, and I was getting my confident face card, playing it, okay, and then yeah, they asked me questions about my 11th and 12th syllabus also. So about business studies, I told them what all chapters we had, what we learned, this, that. I said nice chit chat was going on. So I was like, okay, these people are kind of chill only, and they're not making like lot of serious expressions also. They're like fun, okay. So I was like fine. मेरे को उतना properly याद नहीं है कि particularly क्या क्या पूछा था, but whatever I remember I'll tell you that. So it started with मैं सेगमेंट्स में बताऊंगी, ठीक है? जो मेरे को अभी याद आ रहा है वो था, दे आस्क्ड मी व्हाट इज़ योर फेवरेट सेक्शन फ्रॉम द न्यूज़पेपर, ठीक है? फेवरेट पार्ट ऑफ द न्यूज़पेपर, ठीक है? एंड आई टोल्ड देम कि आई लव्ड रीडिंग द एडिटोरियल पेज, and I seriously did, and the sports page. So now the sports page I generally did refer to जब भी पेपर आता था, पहले मैं हेडलाइंस और फिर स्पोर्ट्स पेज ऐसे ऊपर से देखती थी, क्योंकि आई लाइक टू रीड अबाउट द स्पोर्ट्स पीपल एंड व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन इन दैट एज वेल. सो आई सेट दैट ओके, मेरे को बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं था कि दे वुड फॉलो अप to that. They would ask a follow-up question, ठीक है? Like just they're asking me, I was so dumb that I didn't get this thought कि इस पे follow-up question हो सकता है, right? So now they targeted that. So they asked me, what was the recent news you read in the editorial page and in the sports page? What is in those two sections? What's the recent thing you have read? तो मैंने जो मुझे याद था द प्रीवियस डे जो मैंने पढ़ा था, लाइक आई डिडंट रिमेंबर प्रॉपरली, तो मेरे को जो याद था आई टोल्ड देम कि एडिटोरियल में आई रेड सो एंड सो, इट वाज समथिंग अबाउट सम इंडस्ट्री इंडिकेटर और समथिंग, मेरे को याद नहीं है, बट हाँ आई टोल्ड दैट. एंड देन द पर्सन ही वाज लाइक, okay, so are you telling about this? So he tried to, connect. And I was like, yes, sir, it's that. Okay, so then he said, what about sports news? तो मुझे मैंने ये हेडलाइन पढ़ी थी, बट मेरे को बिल्कुल याद नहीं आ रहा था. माई माइंड जस्ट वेंट ब्लैंक, ठीक है, at that point. So I said it was something related to some tournament. I don't really remember. So he was like, it was some tennis tournament that was happening. So he said, like, oh yeah, yes sir, it's that. And then he said, do you remember, because yesterday he said yesterday was finals, the Sunday uske pehle din, it was a final, so it's a big news. Do you remember the two players who were playing, किसके बीच मैच थी? सो आई एम लाइक, मुझे बिल्कुल याद नहीं आ रहा है. आई लिटरली सेड कि इट वाज समबडी विथ ए. आई टोल्ड दैट, and then that person is like, oh, it's Alcaraz. I'm like, oh yeah, yes sir, it's that. Okay. Okay, so that happened. So and then मेरे को थोड़े क्वेश्चंस आ रहे थे, like it wasn't going too bad till that point. He also asked me, where the Hindus, this thing, editing offices. And I said, yes, sir, it's in Chennai. I said that. It's like, okay, something like that. उस terms पे बात चल रही थी. And then we move on to he asking me about economics. And I suck at economics, ठीक है? I am not strong at all. I struggle to do good in economics in 12th also. But I'm like, okay, ठीक है? He asks me the equation for demand, I guess. I don't really remember exactly, but something like that. He told me, give me a paper, and he was like, draw it, the graph and the equation. Okay, मेरे को कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा था, like literally if it was somebody who would ask me like later or कभी आज भी if you ask me I can tell you, like I can answer, but उस वक्त at that point sitting in front of them in the interview I couldn't remember a single thing. दुख दर्द पीड़ा is like showing like this, ठीक है? So after that, I couldn't answer that properly. So he was like, okay, fine. Then we moved on. The worst. After that, moved on to the worst part, which was math questions. And if you people would know, if you've seen the previous videos, ki I am very bad at math. Okay, and for IP math also, I just prepared the basic concepts. मैंने higher math ठीक से पढ़ा भी नहीं था. I did it all based on my basic math capacities. ठीक है, तो he asked me some math related stuff, and that's when the whole thing, I was like, this is going out of my hands now. ठीक है, and there was this one question which I'll remember forever because I acted like such a stupid person in that question, like such a dumb person. The question is, how many zeros are there in a trillion? All right. This question didn't come directly. He was asking me something before that. उससे lead on होते होते it came on to this question because he was getting a idea कि I'm not good at math. He knew this by this time. So to test me, he asked me this question, and any fourth grader knows the answer to this question, right? But me over there, whose brain has completely shut off and who is getting nervous, is not able to answer that correctly. And now I beat myself up for that because it's such a dumb move that I couldn't answer that silly question. Okay, fine. Then he explained to me, like, this is this is that. So I was like, yes, sir, that's right. I'm just not getting it, this, that. Okay, so eventually, some questions that he asked me about my background, like where I've lived and everything. So related to that, related to my extracurriculars, thoda bahut wo sab we spoke. And now towards the end, I was getting a feeling कि this is not going well, so I do not have a chance. I was like, हो गया ख़त्म बस अभी चलो हो गया interview, ठीक है. And then towards the end, like to very end में, he asks me this question. He asks me that, um, tell me honestly that do you have a fear of math? ठीक है. That's the question. And me being such a stupid person, when he said, tell me honestly, I was like, I took it to heart. I was like, yeah, I'll tell you very honestly. But in interviews, तुम्हें honestly नहीं बताना होता. Like, even if you are in deep trouble, you should show that you're okay. ठीक है. So I was like, sir, yes, sir. I said yes. And I said something like, but I'm working on it. Something like that, ठीक है. But I was supposed to make it more stronger, saying that, sir, अभी तक मैंने मैनेज कर लिया है, सो आगे भी मैं कर लूँगी, ठीक है. इट वॉज सपोज टू बी लाइक दैट, बट मेरे दिमाग में नहीं आया ये बात. आई जस्ट सेड I left it on that because it was like the end moment of the interview. I was ready to leave. ऐसे type. So I was like, ख़त्म करो please. So I said that. And उसके पहले, like initially when I said I didn't have math in 11th and 12th, they did ask me कि the course does have a lot of math, how you gonna manage all that. Then I said yes sir, I would manage it because I did prepare for IP math also, so it's going to be fine. I told that initially. अभी end में मैंने बोल दिया हाँ sir, I have a fear of math. Okay, so अभी इनको लग रहा होगा why would we even take this woman if she has accepted that she has a fear of math. And मैंने उसको strongly point, मतलब I didn't place a proper argument against their question, right? So that's also one of the biggest regrets that I have now when I think about it. But anyways, so that's all that happened. That's what I remember, like properly, because I just remember the parts where I did bad. I don't remember where I did good. It came out when I was telling this to my dad. He was like, you should have told this. I was like, I should have told a lot of things, right? Okay? Yeah. Then after I came out, I was the first person, right? Then I came out. The girl who was going next, she saw my face and she asked me, how was it? Like that. I was like, very nice. I was like, ठीक है. And then she went and then came out, and like all the parents were also looking at me because I was the first person. I was being very brave. I put up a brave face and I came out. I told my parents कि it's not great, it's not good at all. Okay, we can just leave this opportunity, it's gone. So then, on the way, also they did tell me ki, it's all right, it's not the end of the world, it's okay. But you feel this, right? Ki they also had some expectations from you, but couldn't keep up to it, and you yourself wanted to go somewhere big, but you couldn't do that as well, and you let yourself down. It was just so messed up, basically. Yeah. So yeah, even today when I look back, it does feel, I mean, अभी मैं ऐसे funny way में बोल रही हूँ, but it does, I just, I don't know, I do feel bad. But anyways, after that, I got into Tapmi's BBA honors program, which I'm doing right now. I'm in the second year. And I think you do have to learn a lot from your experiences. And this was like my first biggest failure in life. Uh, and it took me a while to process it. After that, also, मेरे को like 2 months तक I was like, shit, what did I do? Then I was like, okay, it's all right, it's okay, it's fine. You got to learn from your mistakes and make sure to not repeat them. That's what I took away from this experience. And that you shouldn't be really honest in your interviews. All right. उसके बाद basically it कि you should learn and failures are the stepping stones to success, blah blah. Okay, this really made me more stronger for coming interviews as well. अभी जो भी बाद में मैंने कभी भी clubs क्या किसी भी interviews के I went, I was kind of prepared. I was like, what could go more worse than this interview? So I was like, okay, that's, so I was chill for the remaining ones. And yeah, so that's all, I guess. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more interesting content. I'll see you. Okay, take care. Bye bye.